And we're joined now by Sydne Watts. Senior day, a win, big second quarter for you. Things kind of worked out really well for you today.
Yeah, it was exciting. We got the ball moving, just taking the right shots, I guess. I took a couple that were the wrong shots, but taking the right shots today really worked. We tend to play really good defense, and we play really good offense. If we're not playing good defense, the ball's not usually falling on the offensive end. So it was nice to see that pay off.
I know Coach has talked about defensive effort all year long with you guys and with us as well. And in the second half, you guys completely turned the game around. I mean, it was a 3-point game at halftime. And I think, in the second half, they were only able to get 20 second half points. What was the change at halftime?
We let them go on like a 17-2 run for a second, right? We got up, and then we were still lucky to be up at the half after playing a couple really, really bad possessions defensively. And then when we came back out at the half, we were like, dude, it's 0-0 again. Like, let's run it back up. Let's do it again. Like, just take care of it on the back end this time, and let's not let them break another stretch on us. So when we communicate on the defensive end, it goes a lot better. If we are missing offensively, sometimes hang our heads, but today we're hanging our heads a little bit. We see Z get shoved on the floor, right, and they miss that foul, and all of us just are ready to go. So that got us going. We're excited.
You've been through a lot here at the Academy in these 4 years. You got a chance to get to 500 in conference play and have 9 wins headed into the tournament. What has been the key to the turnaround this season for you guys?
We obviously got a really young group, right? I think we trust each other really well on the floor, especially. So where last year we'd maybe rotate a little and then miss the second or third rotation, we do a lot better now. Communicating, and at the end of the year, obviously it's starting to really, really connect a lot better. We had a great leadership last year, but this freshman group has a ton of skill, obviously, and it's so much easier when I'm not like the only person scoring out here, right? Not that I was last year, but if we have a huge widespread, like I think 9 or 10 of our girls can shoot or make over 20 points a game if they wanted to. So that's super awesome. That's exciting. There's a wider spread. It's harder to scout us.
Yeah. How fun has the senior year been for you? I mean, last year was so difficult for you guys. I can't imagine what it was like. And to have the success that you've had this year, how much more fun have you had this year? It's
been a blast. Something I would like to reflect on as far as last year is I don't know another team that can stick together after 29 sad locker rooms, right? So we learned to love each other through thick and thin. You get punched in the gut, punched in the mouth 29 times in one season, and every single day we'd still wake up and be like, all right, like let's get back to practice, let's get after it, we can still do it. So just going into this season, yeah, we have a little more fun in the locker room. Like to celebrate a little together, but practice every day is the same. We're excited to be there. We're super pumped to work hard, and that's awesome. That never changes.
Well, congratulations. It's been a pleasure these last 4 years, and congratulations and much success to you going forward.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sydne Watts joining us here on the Postgame Show, and we'll jump in with Tim Taylor. And Coach, I was talking to Sydne, and the second half, I know you probably weren't happy with the way the second quarter ended. The second half, you guys, just allowed 20 points. You've talked about it all the time this season. Defense stepped up in the second half, and it changed the game.
Yeah, Coach Taylor had a emphatic. I was not happy with the way the second quarter ended and went in, and we had a little chat right away. Normally I'd go in a few minutes, but they responded. I told the staff, I said it'll be interesting how they respond to this because I got into a couple people. I thought we got lackadaisical, and we've done that a couple times this year where we get a big lead, and then we kind of, okay, we got this. Yeah. And then that's where young teams got to grow, and I think they came out in the second half. I mean, what do we hold them to? 20 points?
20 points
in the second half. And, it was crazy. Z was hot in the first quarter. Yep. Sydne got hot in the second quarter. And then we put the ball in Marin's hands. When they got really close, we put the ball in Marin's hands, and she created. I think she had 8 points, 6 assists, a bunch of rebounds. She was everywhere today defensively. Tony was struggling, and she was just, frazzled. Yeah. And I told her at halftime, I said, Tony, you're plus 10. When you're in the game, we're plus 10. Yeah. And hopefully that settled her. I thought she was really good, missed some shots, but she does so many things that this thing doesn't show.
Yeah. You mentioned Marin, 8 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists.
0 turnovers.
Yes. And you guys got sloppy there in the second quarter, and that led to some easy baskets, and obviously that changed things. But, really, today it was almost like a completely team effort. Everybody that got out there did something impressive today for you guys.
And that's what we've been talking about. Yeah. We want this to be a team effort. When we walked out of there, that's what we said. We want this to be a team effort. Everybody, when you step in, you make it better. And that's what they did today. I think everybody gave us some. Gia Passat was great.
Yep.
I told her the only reason she didn't play more in the second half was because Morgan Andrews was playing great.
Yeah.
You know, and I think a lot of things, like American turned the ball over 3 times when Morgan and Tony and them were in the post fighting there, and that doesn't show up on – it's not a steal. But I felt like everybody gave something today. And what better way to send our seniors out? You know, my hat's off to them. You know, they spent a year in COVID. You know, last year 1-29, and the best part about Sam, Sydney, and Morgan – they showed up every single day.
Yep.
And I'm kind of getting a little emotional because it's hard to do when you're 1-29. It's hard to show up every day when you're losing. And those kids showed up every day. They never lost faith. We kept telling them, and they're seeing the fruits of their labor toward the end of this thing. And that's what's pretty special.
Not to look forward, but Wednesday night you guys got a chance to get to 500 in the conference to end. How big of that would that be for you guys?
You know, I think we're kind of pissed that we aren't 500 now. You know, we feel like we've given a couple away.
Sure.
You know,
No
I stayed away from the standings,
Yeah.
and our staff stayed away from talking about the standings. We just talked about getting better every day. Just get better every single day. And I think that's what they've done. And then the last 2 weeks we talked about, okay, go to Holy Cross, go here.
Yep.
We control our own destiny.
Yeah.
That's what we told them. The last 3 games you control your own destiny because you get to move up, you know. So I think that's, you know, we kept ourselves out of 9th with Lafayette. Now we move above American. The worst we can be is 8th.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, we go to Bucknell. If we can get a win there, they're playing really, really well, especially at home. But you get a win now, you leapfrog them, maybe you end up in 5th.
Yeah.
Who knows?
All right, Coach, congratulations on the win, and good luck on Wednesday night.
Appreciate you guys always. Thank you so much.
Tim Taylor joining us here on the postgame show as the Mids pick up the victory today. They win it here 73-57.